I think we've been to that period before in history when the supernatural does indeed go against science. And there was a lot of like persecution going on during those times. There really were. They were getting rid of things, getting rid of people. Good morning. When the supernatural goes against science. Well, you could say this, what we hear out here is like supernatural because it's all beautiful. And of course, science can explain this to a certain degree, but it cannot totally, replicate everything. Perhaps it can and perhaps it can't. But we're living in a time when supernatural is butting heads with science. But let me just say it the other way around. Science, and it's not all science, it's certain mindsets within the science. I saw something this morning, and the first thing that I saw, it was short video clips, very short. It was on the Microsoft Edge. And the gentleman that was speaking, his energy that came from him, and his eyes is the window to the soul. The windows to the soul. He was speaking against, more or less, anything that was not strictly scientifically proven. Anything. And I was listening to him. I listened to around 5 videos. I think, oh wow, I'm learning stuff like about him. I mean, I'm learning stuff that he's disproving while inserting the facts in there. One of them was that I watched. It was really short, maybe 2 minutes and something. Good morning, Mickey honey. It was on dowsing. You know how back in old times there were people who relied on those who were able to go out and find the water to tell people where to drill. And there were times when the oil industry, they sought out people with the dowsing rods to tell them where to drill for their oil, and they paid them money. This is what that individual was saying, that it was just pure whatever, just luck. Because they were trying to disprove it, that there was no, since there was no science behind it, then it was just mere luck. People just he said you're better off just throwing a dart. That's how easily he dismissed it. You're better yet just throwing a dart at the board. Oh, that's where you need to drill. Oh, that's where it's at. It's like dismissing the divine gifts that are inside individuals. It's like dismissing the gift of healing, how people have the ability, God-given ability within themselves to lay hands on others and heal them, or people being able to see into the future, predict the future, people be able to see things before they happen. It's like, it's totally dismissing anything like that. And I am sitting there thinking, wow. And I made myself watch the individual, but his eyes, oh my gosh, his eyes is just straight through to his soul. I thought, you could see straight through to his soul, even though he was telling whatever he was telling to try to disprove. He gave the counter argument. He said something about the lie against the GMOs, and how it's caused a harm on earth or something. It could have been satire. Has caused damage. He said there's not a single bit of evidence that they cause any bit of damage to humans. There's none. There's no rise in anything. There's no proof. And he said, in fact, we have the ability with genetics to take rice and stuff and insert a vitamin within it that solves the problem of hunger and blindness. They said that what was missing from rice was vitamin A, which causes blindness. That's what this person said who got the rice, and she mentioned it's the vitamin A that's missing that causes the blindness in people. Hello. Good morning, Ray, honey. Let me flip this around. He was going through some things, a lot of the things out there that science doesn't like, according to his point of view. Which is, I made myself watch him. Would I want to interact with that person in person? Absolutely not. I will keep my distance from where I'm sitting to that computer. I will just keep my distance like that. But it was informative. But to totally dismiss anything that is not scientifically based, I really do believe that we're going to come into a time like that again. And it's going to start just like the one time so long ago, long ago, long ago, where belief in the supernatural was considered heresy, more or less. Heresy. Even in, it's the same spirit that was in biblical times. Remember when they put out a decree that people should only worship whoever that was, Caesar, I don't know who was ruling back then, that he was the own God, the only person that people needed to worship. And when they found Daniel praying to God, they went and told on Daniel, and they threw him in the lion's den because he wasn't praying to whoever it was. I don't even want to mention the name back then, and it's not coming to my tongue. It's the same spirit that was back then that is still here. It never left the earth. It's bound to the earth. It's bound to this realm. It can never leave. It's an ancient spirit that is there that does not leave. No, it doesn't. Whoever, the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego too, maybe them too. Hello, Professor. Good morning, enjoy. You should see the vegetable garden. Ah, where you got a nice vegetable garden, Professor Strange Finger. Hello there, Bilbo. I like the Lord of the Rings. I haven't watched it in months and months and months and months and months. I haven't even watched one whole thing through in years. It's do you know what this is about? When the supernatural goes against the science, and we've seen evidence of it these past few years. We have, and you've seen evidence of it for years with the so-called label that they slapped on people, and it's with the UFOs and all of this other stuff. Anything that has to do with the spiritual realm, that is what this realm is against. This realm right here, this physical realm that we have, and it all could be an illusion, but this physical realm, there's beings in this physical realm because it is their realm. They don't really like the spiritual realm, but yet, there are ceremonies in high places to these entities in this spiritual realm, these bad entities that they cannot see. Yet that's okay for them to do that, but it's not okay for other people to have belief in a higher power. Hello. Tomatoes and peppers and squash, that's wonderful. It feels really nice out. It feels real nice out. So this person, he did not believe that people had the ability to use their sticks or whatever to find the water, to find the oil in the ground, because science is much better at it than humans. Science is much better at it than humans. He left no room for humans at all. It's the spiritual side. It's your light. It's your light. The day's going to come as your light is going to become an even greater, you know what, to the rulers of this earth. Yeah. Yeah, chillin'. If you practice meditation in time, you will experience the of the spheres. It happens once you realize that you are a god. You create your emotions as well as your thoughts. Dowsing rods, divination with the stick, or what they call it. Yeah. Well, they didn't like it, period. They didn't like it when the people were able to tell the oil companies this is where you need to drill, or when you're looking for to put a well for water, this is where the water's at. It's that same it's that same spirit that is out there. Anything supernatural. If you had the gift of healing and you got healed and you went to the doctor and they said, "Well, I don't understand what happened." You say, "Well, they prayed for me and I got healed." They're going to dismiss it. The majority of doctors are going to dismiss it totally because they do not believe in that. They don't. And if you say, "Well, I prayed and my situation got better." No, it just happened because that's how it happened. It's like it's throwing it